honorable colleagues, the Managing Director, management of Wari Refinery, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, I say good afternoon to you all. Yes, our purpose here is to come and inspect, visit the state of the refinery. There are basically 4 refineries in the country: Port Harcourt 1 and 2, Wari, and Kaduna. We were at Port Harcourt some few months ago. Now we are at Wari, and hopefully we will also visit Kaduna, just to establish the state of Nigerian refineries. It is sad that we cannot even refine our own crude oil. Years back, we were refining our crude oil enough for domestic consumption, and in addition, we were able to export to other countries. But today is the reverse. We are importing, and sad enough, we are paying huge amount of money for fuel subsidy. We hope that with the maintenance, the rehabilitation of this refinery and that of Port Harcourt, and hopefully that of Kaduna that will come on soon, we'll be able to reverse the trend, whereby Nigeria too will be in a position to export their own refined crude oil. So the purpose is to see how we can turn things around. To the glory of God, I know Port Harcourt is on course, and now that we are here, I hope the Wu too will be on course. Hopefully by the time the Wu and Port Harcourt are completed, we'll be able to minimize the cost, the burden on fuel subsidy. So we just want to encourage Wari management that in as much as possible, they should ensure that the time lag, for this project, they should obey it judiciously, so that we'll be able to tell Nigerians that we can do it. The idea that, no, I mean, we cannot do it on our own. I'm sure we have the human capital, we have the capacity to handle the various refineries. So I thank you for this opportunity, giving us the opportunity to come and see, and also cross-checking whatever you are going to present. So on that note, I want to say that my team is eager and willing to work with you. I hope we'll be able to exchange and partner. We'll be able to partner with you so that the desired objective of this project will be achieved. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Distinguished member of the ad hoc committee on refineries and my colleagues here present. Again, I'd like to invite my dear colleagues, to very warmly welcome the distinguished members of House of Rep, and also to let them know that we're delighted to have them in our midst. And then it's a good job that they're doing, because they're looking out for Nigerians, of course, in extension that includes you and I. And we're also happy that we know that there are Nigerians who are in the House of Assembly who are executing their job diligently as they should. On behalf of the management of WRPC, we're very, very delighted to have you and will make you very warm welcome. Thank you, committee members. Thank you very much.
At the same time.
Yes. To carry out the rehabilitation of the, which was supposed to be very inclusive work, the total work. To do this, we engaged the original refinery builder at the time. The original refinery builder for WRPC is Namprogeti, which has now been acquired by Saipem, and so we engaged with Saipem. But we couldn't reach common ground on contractual terms, and it fell through in the December of 2019. And by the first quarter of 2020, we started planning to go out for open bid. So we went out to bid to the biggest EPC companies around the world, that's engineering, procurement, and construction companies around the world. And they did bid, and then eventually again, coincidentally, Saipem won that bid, and then we started talking from the March of 2021 till about February of 2022, when we had to close the discussions because well, we're going to share this with you so you can have a closer look at it. Next slide, please. Okay, so here we are trying to capture the current status. We're carrying out we're trying to free the plant of hydrocarbon because you can't do any work when you have hydrocarbon in it. So we're running the steam plant. Even though it's very old, it's very epileptic, and of course it's been shut down for 3 years. So we managed to start it up again with minimal maintenance. So pushing it, it's producing some steam. It works for a while, it comes down. But we have already steamed out pretty much over 90% of the plant as of today. And the target is 20th of October to hand over to right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So they already have started mobilization of both equipment, tools, and men. Maybe when we go on the site, visit will also show you some of that. Currently, we have about 83 DEO staff on site, comprising expatriates and local staff. We've started a lot of planning and a lot of engineering and re-engineering. This is a very old plant, it's over 40 years. And to do this kind of work, you need a lot of documentation. So some of the documents are not available, so they have to be reverse engineered. So we're doing quite a lot of that to prepare. And also...
the assurance for the performance post rehab, and again, the last time turnaround maintenance was, I had to put that straight, was carried in WRPC was in 2004/2005, and nothing has happened on the plant since then. And that was the reason why I talked about the generative maintenance, and that it was degrading crude. What it meant, it was that when you put in a barrel of crude, we have a slate. You say one barrel is going to give me 10 liters of PMS, 20 liters of AGO, 10 liters of Caro. You're not getting that. What you're getting, if you compare it to the cost of the crude that you bought, you're making a loss. So in refining parlance, that's called degrading the crude. And this was actually happening across the 3 refineries because of extended period of maintenance. Okay, if I may take a bit more on that. The statutory period for maintaining the plant is supposed to be 2 to 4 years, depending on how the model that plant employees for maintenance of the plant. About the assurance that this time it's going to be different. First, as we mentioned, we're being supported by people who are experts at this kind of thing. That's Netco KBR in what we're doing. And to take it further, DEW is going to give us a performance guarantee as an intrinsic part of this contract. We have demanded a performance guarantee from DEW to ensure that when this plant is restreamed, that it would operate at the desired or at the projected rate. And if it doesn't, of course, there will be financial compensation to us. I think I don't know if that answers that. So TAM and total rehabilitation, like the very informed Honorable said, yes, of course, rehabilitation is an attempt at trying to restore the plant to like near new. It's a major capital investment. It's like the Honorable also said, it's a very big it's very different from the turnaround maintenance, which is statutory, which you're supposed to do every 2 years, 3 years, maximum of 4 years globally. I mean, that's the standard. We haven't really been doing that. So if you don't do that, there's a steady degeneration of the plant. It's very steady. And some of these things can only be done by the original equipment manufacturers or by major vendors around the world. And so that was how we got to that point where we were. So we're putting in the crude, but we were not. We were degrading the crude. The decision and how we reached to where we are, I might not be able to talk about that because maybe I'm not at the level where those decisions were. So the cost of 492 and the original approved of about 800 million for the rehab. So what we have done here for optimal value for money is that, and one of the reasons why we're able to enter the quick fix is because, like the Honorable also did mention earlier, an inspection has been done, and that, interestingly, the inspection was also done by Messrs. Netco and KBR, who are supporting us as the project management consultants and our owner engineers, more like supporting us technically what we're doing. They did that inspection, so they know the whole state of the plant. So they know the whole state of the plant, point to point to point. So we had a scope for the rehab. So what we are doing currently is we're picking out of the scope for the rehab the things which we must do to get the plant running at that minimal capacity of 60% installed capacity. So two things here. First is the schedule for the procurement and the works. Anyone that falls within this scope of 12 to 15 months, we're taking on them first after we have outlined what we need to do to get the plant back on stream. But we took a methodology here. In the rehab, like you rightly said, most of the works we're doing, we're either replacing the items or we're refurbishing them to like new. So that same philosophy we're maintaining in this quick fix, so that we can have value for the money which we're spending. At the end of this quick fix, we will continue with the rehab. What are we going to do? We're going to do the detailed engineering to know what are the areas that hasn't been covered that we need to complete to come up to 100% of the installed capacity. The money we're using, the 480, is it different from the 800? No, it's part of the original money that was approved. Thank you, sir. The boiler that we're talking about, this one that we're running, they are the old boilers. They were installed in 1978, boilers 1 and 2. So they're very old. They haven't really been looked at. Hopefully, if it falls into the schedule, we will rehabilitate them and refurbish them to near brand new. The one,
the one.
No, I haven't come to that one.
So
okay, sorry,
yes.
Okay, so there's a new boiler that we're bringing up, which is the boiler 3. That's the one that Lee Engineering is handling. So that one, of course, is going to be brand new. that is supposed to come to support the old boilers. So that one we will also show you the foundation. They're already laying the foundation for that, for the installation. The construction works for the Lee Engineering Boiler 3 is on. We'll show you the site as well, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So what you are saying in a nutshell is that boilers 1 and 2 are new. I mean, they are old ones.
We're going to refurbish them.
So they will do that.
Yes.
It's part of that contract.
Yes, it is. It is.
And we have the third one for standby.
Yeah, I know that's the one Lee Engineering.
Okay. So for the O&M services and DEU, currently, fairly, and to say the truth, we have narrowed from about 53 interested bidders to 2. Because when we went out to advertise, we had about 53 interested bidders, and we've come all the way to 2. Messrs. DEU is one of them, and the other one. But that's not what that particular contract doesn't have currently any direct bearing on what we're doing on the quick fix. It is based on capacity and based on availability and what would help us move forward. That was where we considered them for the quick fix. For that other one, hopefully they would win. If they win, they would repair and maybe and operate. But at the point where we are, we're still analyzing the bids, and most especially revising the terms of the bid that we went out for. Remember, when we went out, the terms was for a rehabilitated plant, which is different from where we are. So you also need to inform the contractor and tell him about your change in strategy, and jointly agree that you can redefine the terms so that you can he can also recalibrate his rates to you, and so it's the cost is optimal to the government. Thank you.
MD, very good. Quick fix. Your inspection going to the plants. How has this process been?
This is the first time we see maintenance by refineries on, although we have put that one to some if we can step up our maintenance culture, we hope that not face the problems of the past. We are happy that the contractor is on site.
Yeah, the acting MD in his statement said the last maintenance done here was in 2004 and 2005. And from my information, maintenance ought to be done in 2 to 4 years' time. Any concern you say is political?
No, I won't say no. You see, I had said this is the first time there is serious maintenance going on, and we are happy that at least the contractor is on site. After a long time, if the tempo, if this is maintained, I hope we'll be able to head somewhere in this country.
The last, they said the contract is going to run for 15 months.
Yeah.
Those in Lagos State, after come to the financial, assuring that this WRPC is going to work.
Let me tell you, the acting MD made himself very clear that look, the job has been awarded. Our job is to come here to ascertain the state of the refineries here. Okay, and we are here. You've seen that the contractor is on site.
Okay, and we've seen some equipment, on ground. We've seen some pipes on ground. We also noticed that the boiler is in operation, and they've already flushed, ready for work. They already flushed most of the pipes. And from information, they said they flushed about 93% of the pipes. Okay, all the hydrocarbon is off. So yeah, the remaining 7, and that is what they are working on now. So once that is done, I think they are ready to move fully.
Yeah, lastly from my own part, you spoke about subsidy among other related questions. Yesterday, I guess the House of Reps, were concerned about the illegal vessel that were destroyed by the Nigerian Navy.
Yeah, the subsidy, whether subsidy or not, our concern, like I told you, is to ensure that the refineries are working. If the refineries are working, the issue of subsidy will be a thing of the past. So we are trying as much as possible to encourage them so that the refineries will go on stream. So by the time that is done, we will forget about subsidy.
So
Thank you.
The House Committee on State of Refinery, what are we expecting after this very contract or this very period that's going on? What are the consumers expecting?
So, like I mentioned, our expectations are at the end of 12 months, we're going to start running the refinery. And by 15 months, we should work on 60% of installed capacity. Not just running, but running sustained at high
Is there any specific dates we're talking about 12?
Alright. 15 months means by December of 2020.
WRPC is before that up and running. So come December next year, we're expecting activities here in this. I will from that side.
And like I said, we all, not just all, we all reliably at a very high reliability and a sustained production. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, sir.